Friends, today I am going to read you a really amazing book. This book is titled Magic Trash, the story of Tyree Guyton and his art, by the author J.H. Shapiro, illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. This book is a true story. It's a nonfiction story about the life of this man here, Tyree Guyton. And Tyree Guyton used art to help his community. And he constructed his art with beautiful stuff that he found in his community, just like you construct with beautiful stuff in our classroom. As I'm reading this book today, you can think about, what does this book inspire me to create? Or, how does Tyree Guyton teach us how art or other construction can help our communities? So I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger, and let's get started. Magic Trash. All right. Shop around, Tyree sang along with the radio as he unloaded the day's finds. I feel like I'm missing a page here. Here we go. Give me an "it's cool." I missed the first page. A winter chill whooshed down Heidelberg Street. Young Tyree Guyton buttoned his coat. Pop! His last button flipped into the gutter. He dove after it, then dug through the frosty leaves. He pried a popsicle stick from the ice. He hoisted a bicycle wheel off the curb. He scooped up a baseball card buried in the snow. Pockets clanking, Tyree darted home. A home on the east side of Detroit that already bulged with 10 children. It seems like he's already collecting beautiful stuff in his neighborhood. Here we go. Shop around, Tyree sang along with the radio as he unloaded the day's finds. His mama didn't earn enough money sewing and cleaning to buy new shoes, much less bikes and balls. So he zapped fun into amazing junk that others tossed away. Popsicle sticks became boards to build a house. Look, you did that. The cap soared like a rocket ship. The wheel bounced, spokes jumping, dots danced. Let rockets fly, boards tower high, bounce, jump, and dance. Magic trash. Wow, he's doing so many different things with the trash he found. Look at all of his ideas. Wow. Tyree barely heard the thump, thwack of his brother's games while he dreamed up designs. In school, he sat alone, drawing pictures. When his report card arrived, his aunt asked, "Is Tyree dumb?" "Maybe crazy," his mama whispered. Then, one sunny day, when Tyree was 9, his grandpa Sam, a house painter, plopped a brush into his hands. "Paint the world," Grandpa said. Tyree dipped into Grandpa's cans of color, sloshing purple, slapping yellow, aiming his brush like a magic wand. Abracadabra! Tyree's shyness vanished. Sweet apples crunched when he glopped the red. He'd never seen Lake Huron, but now it splashed in a pool of blue. "Like new," Grandpa said, of a glistening ladder. Tyree smiled and swirled a shade of green. Wow, they're painting so many different things in their community. Other kids on the street giggled and razzed. "Look at his green face! Ha! Green junk," they said. Still, as Tyree zoomed from bent bottle caps to rusty wheels, Grandpa Sam's words twirled in his head. "I'm going to be an artist," Tyree said. His mama hung her head. "That's not a job." He peered into his grandpa's twinkling eyes. Tyree clenched his paintbrush. He would be an artist. Yes. Brush greens and blue on wheels and shoes. Slosh, slap, and splash. Magic trash. At age 12, Tyree squinted into spiraling smoke as National Guard tanks rolled down by Mount Elliott Street. All his life, neighbors had raced out of town to live in new suburbs. Now, some who had stayed exploded in rage like shaken bottles of Vernon's ginger ale. Tyree gawked. That means he was shocked. Teeth chattering. Rioters were burning buildings in his neighborhood. So what's going on here is that there were problems in Tyree's community, and people were feeling really frustrated about these problems. And some people were feeling so frustrated that they were a bit destructive in the community. But there were real problems, and people were having a lot of feelings about these problems. When he grew to be 16, Tyree, too, left the shapes and hues of Heidelberg Street to seek a new life. He marched as a soldier. He inspected cars in a factory. He doused fires as a firefighter. But he never forgot about painting his world, so he enrolled in art school to learn more about colors, lines, and designs. At last, Tyree bolted back home to Heidelberg. When he returned, though, his street had changed. Houses sat deserted, that means empty, creeping with spirits of owners who had run away from the neighborhood. Tyree tripped over trash, lots of trash, and troublemakers lurked. They snuck into hollow houses. They even set fire to one. Whew, spirits whirl, new troubles swirl, kick, burn, and hurl, magic trash. "No," cried Tyree, "not on this street." His mama still lived in the same home. Grandpa Sam painted pictures inside now. Tyree grabbed his brush and burrowed through rubbish. He cast spells on suitcases, toilets, and a slide trombone. Before the colors dried, Grandpa Sam hurried out to help. They painted a busted bus. They tied shoes to trees. They flung broken bikes and cast off tires on burned out buildings and forgotten yards. And they painted faces of God in blue, black, and orange. Wow, they're making their community look really beautiful and interesting. Their streets sparkled. When trouble still sizzled in one discarded home, Tyree coated it in dots and squares of pink, blue, yellow, and purple, then perched a magenta watchdog on the porch. Dealing thieves hustled from its view, chased away by bright paint and barking trash. Wow, have you ever seen a house that looks like this? Tyree named one home Dotty Waddy and another Fun House. Spying hungry, crying children, he dangled broken baby dolls on telephone poles and rooftops. Dolls sobbed with each puff of wind. Maybe now others would see. Bright colors flash. Sacred dealers dash. Bark, cry, and swing. Magic trash. Some people squawked about garbage. A few neighbors complained to the city. The mayor and his helpers stomped. Soon bulldozers roared up to the project to crush every doll and board. "You can't do that!" yelled neighbors as dust swooped to the treetops. "Get out of here!" others screamed. "Tyree's trash is beautiful." Tyree scrambled to snatch a few pieces. "This is my art," he cried. But the dots and stripes and baby dolls lay bashed and smashed and still. Tyree rubbed his eyes. Grandpa Sam poked at piles. Old houses talk. Some neighbors squawk. Crash, bash, and smash. Magic trash. Wow. He must have felt very defeated and sad to have people from the city come and destroy his work. Art had filled Tyree's and Grandpa Sam's lives. Now, 93, Grandpa Sam had grown too old to help. "Never stop painting," Grandpa said, squeezing Tyree's hand. And then Tyree stood alone with brushes, paint, and trash. He wasn't alone for long, though. "We can help," neighbors called. Your colors and dots chased away those thieves. Together they shoveled, swept, and hauled in new trash. Then, after 8 years of painting and rebuilding, neighbors heard wreckers screech a second time. Faces of God watched while the city crushed 2 more houses. "No!" Tyree yelled. Tyree and his neighbors were hopping mad. "This street is ours," they said. "We'll never quit." They marched downtown to tell their story to a judge and jury. The city argued that Heidelberg Street was a garbage dump. "No," decided the court. "It is art, not a garbage dump." Tyree's work survived. The next day, Tyree and his neighbors began anew, aiming their brushes like magic wands. Children sang as they hammered and spattered designs. Even formal troublemakers returned, ready to rake, sweep, and build. United by trash, they cast a spell on the street, brightening their home for good. Word of Heidelberg Street spread far. It blazed across the air. Folks from Canada, Kenya, and Japan scurried to the neighborhood. They stared. "Wow! Look at that!" Tyree waved his brush. "Welcome," he said. In a warm breeze, dots danced. Gleaming cast-offs jangled in jumps. Let rockets fly. Boards tower high. Boards tower high. Bump, jump, and dance. Magic trash. Okay, and here on the back we can see a photograph. This is Tyree right here. And here's a photograph of that house with dots, dotty waddy. This says, Magic Trash is based on the life and art of painter and sculptor Tyree Guyton. In 2011, the Heidelberg Project celebrates its 25th anniversary. Wow, it's been around for a long time. Tyree continues to work on Heidelberg Street and travels all over the world to talk with communities about his art and to help them with their art. So I am adding a link for your families for you to go to. This is Tyree's website. Here he is. And you can learn more about Tyree and his art. And then here is Heidelberg Street. And we can see the beautiful heart art Tyree and his community did on Heidelberg Street. So go ahead and check those out. Have a great day.